All right. You know what time it is. Time to get to work.
We're getting to work.
Jerk of All Trades podcast. Ray, let's go.
Let's do it.
All right, we got episode 5.
Absolutely jam-packed, stacked to the fucking
man.
brim with a lot of fun topics this week.
Breaking news and a little bit of everything for everybody.
We broke the news, or someone else broke the news.
Stay
and
freaking
I don't know how to put it back together. So the fucking we got a lot of fun topics this week. We're gonna talk a little bit. I broke Eddie's cherry today. Not what you think. We went to get some sushi for the first time. Is that what they
call it in the sushi world?
No, that's
breaking your cherry.
I think
or
that
is
was
just special.
I think I just kind of thought that was funny, and so so we went to get some sushi for the first time for Eddie. I have had it many times before, so we did that. We're going to talk about Facebook. Facebook is looking to have you spitting your statuses right out of the thoughts in your brain. So we're
Typing
doing that.
with your eyeballs.
That's going to be interesting. What else we have planned, Eddie?
Well, we got the Google Flying Car.
Google Flying Car.
Can't wait for that Google Flying Car. A lot of information on that.
Should be fun.
Canada is offering free benefits, like
benefits. Basic income. We talked about that a little bit last week, and so interesting that that's coming to fruition in places. So
Canada in the laboratory doing experiments. I like that.
We're loving Canada, man. They got they've got marijuana legalized, and now they've got basic income.
If you got it, flaunt it, man. So all right, and then we got the Nasdaq going up over 6,000 points for the first time ever.
We said we weren't going to talk about Trump this week, but we might talk about Trump.
Yeah,
maybe just a little bit.
You got to pat him on the back when he deserves it. So
yeah, we got a lot of other fun stuff, including robots that give blowjobs. So we cannot escape. News. We can't escape the robots. So we'll be talking about that and a lot more.
Get a blowjob from a robot on a Google Flying Car.
Self-driving Google Flying Car.
Yes, a robot-driven Google Flying Car. Man, it's just like, what the fuck?
Oh, man, it's all twisting and weaving together in some odd fucking world we live in. So, yes.
Yeah, man, if you caught our Instagram, you saw that we had a little sushi teaser going on there.
The sushi boat, which I've had sushi, God, damn near 1,000 times. Probably.
I was actually a sushi virgin.
You were a sushi virgin, and... we broke your roll and got that sashimi, and actually we did not get any sashimi. We only got rolls, but yeah,
we got a volcano.
We rocked it out. We had sushi. We had sushi. Eddie had sushi for the first time. I had sushi for like the millionth time. So, I'm sure you probably know what sushi is, but if you don't, if you've been living under some sort of rock or some other large cavernous thing of some sort. I don't know where the fuck I was going with that, but
better you've been on vacation in Hawaii on a beach for too long.
Right, under a rock maybe. So sushi's been around for what I would call a hot fucking minute. So basically they didn't have refrigeration back then, so they used fresh meat. Obviously fish is the most prevalent in that. So you got your rice, you got your seaweed, you got your fish, fresh fish, and put it all together, roll it up, and present it in a very, very fancy way. And it's really more than just a food. It's an art form, and that's one of the things that I like so much about it. And I also think it tastes absolutely fucking delicious. And as we go on, it is becoming more and more popular here. And it's actually having some global impacts as well. So we may talk about that a little bit. But let's throw to Eddie. And you had sushi for the first time. And tell them what you had and tell them what you thought.
While you were reading that, I was just thinking, like, it's crazy how there's no cows or pigs or anything in Japan. Because we have burgers and pork and bacon, like shit like that.
Oh, they have McDonald's and such.
We have fish a lot too, but we don't really eat that much fish as a nation.
Yeah, they definitely like their fish over there. Actually,
they're just surrounded by water.
Interesting on that thing, not in Japan, but in China, actually, there's a lot of implications with China being introduced to beef now. And
really?
The
Is that fake McDonald's Japanese style beef or something?
I mean, probably, but basically just the amount of energy and such, and a lot of other things that are expended upon, you know, feeding a cow and killing a cow
Well, I
and
don't think they have the grassland for it.
right,
You know what I
right.
mean?
So yeah, there's a lot of implications, and obviously China is huge, so that may have a lot of implications. I think I said implications about 20 times there. So
You're implicating your implications.
I think that's what I just did. So anyway, yes, sushi. Yeah. What did you
Oh
think?
yeah, sushi.
What was
what
was your deal?
We had sushi for lunch, so I wasn't that crazy about it. I'm not gonna lie.
I thought you were gonna like it more than you did. I thought I had gotten some things for you that you would be good intro stuff to people that have never had sushi before.
Yeah.
And they didn't go over as well as I thought that they were going to. Partially maybe because you put wasabi into your soy and didn't seem to like that taste all that much.
I'm not a big soy guy either way, so I don't know why I was trying to be cool.
That's all good.
And dip it in there, but it could have been worse. Could have been better. Could have been worse. It's not something I would spend a shitload of money on.
Which I have actually spent a shitload of money on.
You know, that fucking volcano was good.
Yeah, the volcano roll. The volcano roll had
and the yellowtail. I enjoyed.
The other one was called the Yum Yum, and then the other like fancy kind of roll we got was called the volcano roll. So the volcano roll had spicy crab upon it, white rice on the outside, seaweed in, and then it had shrimp tempura and avocado inside. And then the other roll had, I believe, yellowtail and salmon on the top, and then it had no, I think I fucked that up. No, yeah, that was right.
It was yellowtail.
Yeah, then it had crab inside, and I think avocado. Both were really good.
Sure.
I had suggested that Eddie get chicken tempura.
Those were good.
Which is always a fan favorite for those that are not really into the sushi game. And then spicy crab, and I think he got a spicy tuna. So he didn't love it. I actually thought he was going to like it more. So maybe if he was inside a float tank, he would have liked it a little bit better.
Yeah.
But it was, I think it was definitely a fun experience and kind of showed him a different type of food. And it's
I knew what I was in for going in. I was nervous about it the whole way.
Yeah, you know what? I had a good time. I enjoyed it. We went to a place in town here called Honada, and that was my personal favorite place here. There's another place in town called Soon's that gets a lot of attention and such. I believe it's like voted the best sushi place in all of Wisconsin. So I personally like Honada better, and part of that may be because it was the first place I ever went, but I've always been a big fan of it. I think I got spicy crab, spicy salmon, and I think I got like a tuna and avocado roll. So I like the avocado in my sushi. So I had a good time.
Yeah, your roll. Yeah, I liked your roll that you had with the avocado.
Yeah, I think it was tuna and avocado. But yeah, that was pretty delicious. So yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. It was a fun time. It was a different experience.
For what it was cool. You know, for trying all that stuff, doing all because I did get a mix. You know, I could have just went chicken.
Yeah.
And just been really dull about it. So,
yeah.
I figured I'd try.
You ventured out.
Fences, yeah.
Yes.
But you
took it like a champ.
I go there again, but like I would definitely stay away from the soy sauce next time and just go dry.
Yeah, probably would have been a good idea. I actually had a buddy that, luckily you didn't go down the route that I've seen others go down. I had a buddy who had never had sushi before, and usually when I introduce someone to sushi that's never had it before, the first thing I do is explain to them what the giant blob of green stuff is and to not eat the whole fucking thing. And my buddy and I took him to have sushi for the first time, and the first thing that he proceeded to do before my explanation, because he was a little drunk and I was a little drunk as well, and
that usually has something to do with it.
He was instantly like, "What's this green stuff?" as he was putting the whole entire thing into his mouth and eating it, and then his face turned purple and he started to weep, and
oh, brother,
he could barely breathe. And so
I feel bad for you.
Do not eat the glob of wasabi. So it's definitely not a.
Hey, you learned something. It's like the shooting star. The more you know, right?
Correct. The more you know.
Glob.
I would love to see that commercial. I think that this is your brain. This is your brain after you eat an entire thing of wasabi. Do not do that. It's a bad idea, folks.
Luckily, I didn't do that.
Maybe we can start the Jerk of All Trades Wasabi Challenge, in which we challenge our listeners to. I'm not fucking doing it. Maybe someone.
Spoonful of wasabi and swallow it.
If you are willing to eat a spoonful of wasabi, please,
dude, there's like a
send us a
sushi
video.
expert. He's like, I got this. And I swallow that shit all day.
Yeah, I think even
you put a lot of wasabi in your.
Not really. You get a pretty decent glob. You know, it's maybe about the size of a quarter. If a quarter was a cylindrical ball of weird pasty green shit, and so yeah, I use probably about maybe a third to a half if I'm feeling pretty ballsy that day. And I wasn't feeling all that ballsy today, so I did about a third. So I like a little bit of the heat. I don't like too much. If my sinuses are fucked up, I'll maybe rock a little more. But today was a third kind of day. So
yeah, craziness. Sushi, man. Sushi for the first time.
Yes. We are breaking cherries, breaking hearts, breaking brains and consciousness. So we're gonna have a lot of other fun.
But we promise not to break any of your mirrors or furniture or anything like that.
I mean, it depends. We might move furniture in your house and possibly scratch a wall.
Shit happens
or something.
though. You never know. Right?
By the way, we're not fucking helping you move. So even if we're very good friends with you, I worked that day. So and I don't care how much pizza or beer you're giving me because I'll buy my own goddamn pizza and beer. So yeah, I'm not helping you fucking move. Listeners of the Jerk of All Trades podcast. Yeah, sorry guys.
So yeah, I mean, you want to throw it to your first topic on the Facebook story?
Absolutely. So sushi is down. This
is another one we teased on Instagram.
Yes, we did. So yeah, Facebook. Obviously, it's one of those things you just seemingly can't live without. I was talking with Eddie earlier about how if you don't have social media at this point, you're the fucking weird guy. And so Facebook is obviously at the forefront of that, even though many people have a love-hate relationship with it. And so recently, Facebook announced, Mark Zuckerberg in a keynote, that they're working on a new device that's going to allow you to not spear. Well, you can spear them too, but spew your status updates directly from your mind. So you're not going to type. You're not going to do anything like that. You're basically just going to let your thoughts freely out of your mind and become a status update. And I don't know, to me, it seems pretty fucking scary. I guess there's more to it than that.
This is off the charts laziness.
Yes, if you're too lazy to create a fucking Facebook status
in my pocket, can I just do my status right here without having to move a muscle anywhere in my body, please?
And I mean, let's be honest.
Life was too hard.
Life really was.
Give me a break, man. It's just like, I don't know. It just might be the booze talking. I don't know.
No, yeah, this is really, really bizarre to me because I'll tell you what, I don't know that I even want the random thoughts that are going on in my firing via my synapses going on in my brain to make it to the forefront of anything that is visible for anyone else to read, including my fucking self. So I definitely don't want them unfiltered to be put onto Facebook. So
it says it can read your thoughts.
I mean, apparently
eventually, down the road, they will have better technology for it to read your thoughts.
Right. At this point, I guess it's not really.
What the fuck?
It's really not that fancy.
So we're like 3 steps away from Minority Report right now.
Yes.
Pre-crime.
It is definitely.
The Facebook police said you're about to kill somebody, so you're getting locked up because of the chip.
Yeah, it's kind of a scary prospect. I guess Facebook has got like a whole team that they have hired that does not work directly for them. That's supposed to make sure that they are kind of on the up and up with this and that they're not doing anything.
This is crazy.
Weird or anything like that with it. But yeah, I definitely don't fucking trust Facebook, who mines your fucking data on everything to try to sell you a bunch of bullshit. And now I wanted to let them direct access into my brain, which, I mean, I guess there's no implant or anything in your brain, but still, yeah, definitely not something that I still want anyway. Eddie and I were I was having him watch one of my personal favorite shows, Black Mirror, which is a British show. It's on Netflix now. Charlie Brooker directed the show, and they had season 3 that was just on Netflix, and the first episode was an episode called Nosedive, and it kind of had sort of a similar kind of concept to that, where you've got a kind of weird saccharine dystopian sort of. I guess it's really not this dystopian at all, but it's this weird
Goofy as fuck.
this weird saccharine future that almost reminds, it's like 50s-esque, very vanilla kind of world, in which basically all of your social interaction and stuff is on a very immediate basis, where people can basically rate you between 1 to 5 right away based on your interactions.
It's like you have a digital Yelp.
Correct. You
based on interaction.
Yes, you're like a fucking an Uber, but you're just you, and people rate you, and not only does that just affect your online, but that affects your entire offline. And so
whether you can get a car, an apartment,
right,
house, food.
Right, exactly.
I think it's like currency, right?
So based on, your level, basically you have access to different things. You can get a different rental car, go a different
it's almost
first
like
class.
A video game almost.
Right,
you get
exactly.
Levels and
which, I guess life is a little bit like that, but it's an even more direct version of that. And so it's interesting that as we move more towards social media not being on an externalized thing, but being internalized and then projected outward, how much more implications does that have for, your everyday life and all the things that you do? And it's the episode kind of
as a business now. Man,
yes,
you got to get that rating.
You basically are a business, which is yourself, and so
in the show,
right? And I mean, it's with this new Facebook thing, it's kind of becoming closer to that in reality, because as they have direct access to your thoughts and such, that stuff can be directly projected outward, and it only gets weirder and crazier, and more people get their hands on it and the access to the technology that they're utilizing, and it just becomes scarier, honestly. So I mean, I love tech and I'm interested by all that stuff, and I definitely don't want to halt it completely, but I think this is something, I mean, who was asking for this? I just don't understand.
Yeah, no kidding.
Besides Facebook. I mean, obviously Facebook wants access.
I'm goddamn lazy. I was probably one day I was probably a little under the influence. I was like, you know what, Mark? I'm tired of this fucking cell phone bullshit.
Did you just think it?
Give me the goddamn chip. I just want to move my eyes. I don't even want to have to like lift a muscle to do my status. No.
We're all part of the same interconnected web. So
yeah,
you just have to think, hey, Mark Zuckerberg, I want you to.
But it does have benefits for disabled people.
Yeah, they're gonna
which is super cool.
Out of the gate, they're gonna use it for disabled people, so disabled people are able to utilize things like Facebook and typing and such. So
Facebook now.
Finally,
shit.
They can't see any of the pictures or anything. Well,
I
don't know why I thought they were blind.
Do a Minority Report pre-crime.
Seriously,
we got disabled people going to jail for no reason.
I am quite scared that Tom Cruise might be coming for me. So Tom Cruise, I've always been a big fan. I liked Vanilla Sky. I like Minority Report.
Tom Cruise is the shit.
I liked you when you were on South Park.
I got nothing bad to say about Tom Cruise.
Yeah, except for he's a fucking Scientologist.
Put some fucking pants on. I don't want to see that shit.
Yeah, I don't know. You haven't watched any of the documentaries about Scientology, have you?
No, I don't think I intend to, unless we have to for the podcast.
Yeah, it's definitely. Yeah, Tom Cruise is probably not as nice of a guy as you think he is.
Maybe we'll get a Scientologist on the podcast one day.
Yeah,
wink.
Yeah, Scientology. Maybe we'll tackle that one of these
weeks. We'll get more than 50 views with Tom Cruise on this bitch.
Yeah, Tom Cruise. If you want to come and guest on our podcast, we will definitely interview you. So
fuck yeah, dude.
I will do a lot of research for that, probably.
So yeah, I think that's all for Facebook.
Yeah. Definitely an interesting
sign of the times.
A sign of the fucking
10
times.
years from now, we're all getting chipped.
I have been waiting to get chipped since Alex Jones first started screaming on his cable access show back in. I mean, I guess it was on in the early '90s. I think I saw it in kind of the mid to late '90s. So, yeah, I've been waiting for that chipping to happen. That would be an interesting topic one of these weeks. We can talk about Alex Jones as well. And yeah, he's on trial right now, and his whole character has been thrown into question. So, but we're not gonna
keep that up.
We're not gonna talk about that right now. We're gonna cover a different subject.
Yes, so, Google flying cars.
Google fucking flying cars.
Google is changing the game each and every week.
Yes, they are. Bing, where is your goddamn
flying fucking
Where
cars?
is your hover fucking board, Bing?
Where is my fucking reading my mind Bing chip?
I have been asking Jeeves for a fucking self-driving robot bang bus flying car
That's
thing.
going to be the next t-shirt.
And
the robot bang bus.
If you guys want a robot bang bus t-shirt, good, because you're fucking getting one. I'm not even asking you if you want one.
You're gonna get it.
You're fucking getting one.
We're like Oprah with the bang bus.
If you want to draw,
you get one. If you get one.
Everybody gets a robot bang bus t-shirt.
So yeah, but these Google flying cars, pretty interesting. The only problem is
it looks pretty shitty right now, I gotta say.
It comes with an asterisk. You can only fly over water.
Right.
So don't think you're flying cars, through downtown Chicago and getting away with it anytime soon.
Can you imagine the accidents? I think the article that I read kind of talked about. Oh, sorry, that was a little burp there.
A little sashimi back up.
That was the sushi trying to come back up. One of the articles that I read kind of talked about. I think it might have actually been Larry Page too, saying that he loves the idea of having one, but he doesn't want his neighbor to have one. So that's the big thing with this is that I think is that. It's interesting. It's a cool tech, but at the same time, is it really something that would be all that usable? I think the Google, self-driving cars make a lot of sense, but I mean, flying cars, you'd have to have a fucking.
Even the self-driving cars kind of suck.
You'd have to have a pilot.
I love Google. I'm not hating, but
we love Google. We love Google.
I gotta call it the way I see it.
Yes.
There's no reason for that thing to be getting into accidents.
Yeah.
Even though it's like, I don't know, it's weird. Because it's not like robot car on robot car accident. It's human and robot car.
I thought you were going to say robot car on robot car action. So
or, you know what I'm saying? Like it's not two robot cars getting into an accident. It's a human and a robot car.
Yeah.
So what was the guy being an idiot and hit the fucking robot car?
Well, of course he was.
So
it's never the robot.
I like this because it says here Google spent more than $100 million investing in the startup to get this flying car going. And it's like, how cool is it to see a company with that kind of dough and shit?
Yeah, investing in this type of stuff.
Yeah, like doing something with it. It's like
McDonald's. I love Google for that.
I don't know if Google's probably worth a ton more than McDonald's these days, but like 20 years ago, these startups, but like these companies with all these billions of dollars didn't do shit.
Yeah,
they just sat on their asses, not doing shit. Google's like developing new shit.
Yeah,
every week.
They're changing the game constantly. They're changing humanity, and even though I don't think that the flying car is going to be something that's going to be,
in a way, Google's like a new Walmart. It's never going to go out of business.
Yeah,
ever. There is no way for Google to go under. Ever.
It's got a little bit of a different demo than Walmart, I guess, or a different public perception.
They made it so easy.
Sure, people that shop at Walmart probably Google things. So
that's very true. Very true.
And that's a brilliant. You know what? When you say, "Hey, Google that," what a fucking brilliant thing when you can make your company be the name for doing something. I always found that interesting growing up. I want a Band-Aid. I don't want an adhesive bandage and
rubber.
Right. So I always found that was that's the ultimate in branding. So Kleenex is another one. Absolutely. Yeah, I want a facial tissue. Nobody fucking
facial tissue.
No one fucking says that.
Get the fuck out
of
here with soft facial tissue.
Give me a fucking Kleenex brand fucking Kleenex. Give me a Kleenex brand Kleenex. I want that fucking Kleenex. Give it to me.
I want a robot Kleenex. It's just like I don't even have to it's like the Google.
You want a robot Kleenex? Is it made out of metal or what?
It has like tiny feet and it like walks up on you like a cat. And it's just like it just drapes over your nose, and you just blow your nose. You even have to like blow your own nose.
I don't know if that's
gonna be Facebook's next chip.
That's actually what Bing I think is actually working on. So, Bing is working on the robot fucking facial tissue because they don't have the rights to Kleenex brand. But
you got to start.
Google's got the fucking flying car. One other thing that I thought was kind of funny is that there was actually another company. That is going to be basically competing with them on this. There's a bunch of companies actually that are trying to put this stuff out, but there's another company called Airbus. So that is definitely tying into
they fly over water too.
The Air Bang Bus. I was thinking that might be a nice little tie-in. So yeah, Google flying car. It's cool. It's cool to see it. I don't know
how the speed is up against like a fast boat. Because obviously
I don't know what the full speed
that
is.
Flying car ain't moving.
I know that some of the other questions on it is the battery. The battery only has enough juice to go like 30 to 50 miles.
Yeah.
And also, what happens when something fucks up with your flying car and you're in the middle of the air? You kind of you tank, you fucking. I guess you fall into the water because that's the only spot you can.
Fuck
and
that
you're
shit.
also like a millionaire, or a billionaire, so you can probably afford to have
Who knows?
that happen.
Maybe
but
100 years from now they'll replace them with fucking real cars.
Yeah, I'm waiting for the. I mean, I think there's no denying that this will just continue to progress and it'll get a lot cooler as it goes along. So, yeah, it'll be a cool thing eventually. Right now, I mean, it is cool now, but I don't think that everybody is probably going to be beating each other to get a Google flying car. So,
Google glasses.
Yeah.
Down the shitter.
Google glasses down the shitter. You dropped your Google glasses down the shitter?
No, they're done for.
Are they? What?
Google Glass.
I did not know
They
that.
shut that shit down.
What?
They probably got fed up with spending all that money on
I did not know that.
I did not receive good reviews.
No.
So
That's once again that weird. That's almost getting to that Black Mirror stuff where you're walking around with these fucking glasses and you're possibly recording everyone that's around you. And
it was weird. I didn't like it. I don't
kind
like
of a
that
scary
Snapchat
prospect.
goggle shit either.
Yeah. Oh, the what the fuck do they call that? I'm not a Snapchatter. I don't know the shit they put over the top of the screen. You look like a fucking weird cartoon animal. Yeah. Those.
So, fuck that shit.
I feel like I'm too old for that.
If you ever see me wearing those, I sold the fuck out.
Prepare for next week's meme in which Eddie and I have.
Check my next Instagram post or Instagram.
We look like a cartoon dog.
They send us a giant box of shit, and we're like,
Yeah.
yes.
Snapchat, if you want to send us a bunch of physical stuff, we will definitely become any sort of fucking animal or thing that you want us to be. And yeah, so
cool. So
all right.
Let's hit that break.
Yeah.
Are we hitting social media? Or is that after
let's
the break?
let's hit a little social media for all the
episode 5,
Jerk of All Trades podcast. So yeah, if you want to listen to the show, got a couple different options for you. We are on SoundCloud, soundcloud.com/Jerk of All Trades podcast. Shout out to SoundCloud.
Hell yeah.
For the host. And then if you don't have SoundCloud, a lot of people, I tell them we're on SoundCloud, and they're like, I don't know what SoundCloud is, and I have no understanding of how to go on to my phone and download the free app. I mean, it's not that hard though. So
yeah, people don't adapt.
But anyway, if you like the YouTube instead, if you are a Google fiend and you want your Google flying car, just go onto YouTube and search Jerk of All Trades podcast. It's much easier now. Jerk of All Trades podcast anywhere, and we will definitely be the top search result. So I'll put all the episodes up there with a nice little picture background. Maybe we'll start doing some slideshows and stuff for you guys. So
Jerk of All Trades doing a damn
Jerk of All Trades podcast, getting better every fucking week. So Facebook, you can hit us up, give us a like, give us a share, fucking post on our timeline. Whatever you want to do.
Facebook.
Jerk of All Trades podcast. That is where you can get us there. So Twitter, where there will be tweets and such. I still haven't fully figured out the Twitter. I'm not a Twitter
It's looking
bot.
nice though.
Yeah, it looks a lot better.
So we're like a supermodel of Twitter. We look nice, but we don't have much.
We don't have a lot of substance, but we got some tweets out there. So
we look good.
We look pretty decent. So
there you go.
With a lot of filters. Oh, filters, Snapchat filters. That's what they're called.
Oh, filter. Oh, that's the name of the sunglasses.
Ooh.
Or is it
the Google glasses?
No, the Snapchat ones.
Oh, that's the weird things that make you look like dogs and stuff. That's the filter.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt your flow.
You derailed me. Twitter is JOT podcast. Instagram is at Jerk of All Trades podcast. And if you want to send us an email and tell us anything,
share your thoughts.
Send us something funny.
Ideas.
Send us a topic. What you think of the show. How much you
thumbs up or thumbs down?
Yes, you can do that.
It can be short and sweet.
Yes, it can be long form. I depending on how long it is, I may or may not.
If it's longer than 2 paragraphs, you're fucked.
I mean, if you're sending,
as far as I do the
you're
jerk
sending
goes.
us like a 3-paragraph.
I'm just kidding.
Fucking email. You better be offering us money and stuff. I think we covered that last week. Don't give us money unless you're advertisers. So
yeah,
do
what you got to do.
Yeah,
right.
If you want to send us money, we will not deny you. So, yeah, Gmail. Jerk of All Trades podcast at gmail.com. That's where you can do that. So we are going to hit a break. And when we come back, we're going to hit some other fun topics. Eddie, why don't you give them a little teaser of some of the topics? That
We're coming back
about.
with Canada. We're coming back with the NASDAQ at 6,000 points. We're coming back with little Trump.
Trumpski.
You know, it's so hard not to talk about Trump these days.
We said we would not talk about him this week, and yet here we are. We're talking about him.
Well,
again.
I mean, if it doesn't make dollars, it doesn't make sense. So
yeah.
We'll be back after this break.
All right.
Stay tuned.
Break. After 4, you guys would not have anticipated that episode 5
we were
came
just
next.
Gonna skip to episode 8, but
Right.
we got to stay true to our roots.
Yes.
We don't want to go too fast.
When I was growing up, I was 0, and then I was 1, and then I was 2. Then
Gotta play it straight.
Then I was 3.
Yeah.
And then I was 4.
Cool.
And then I was like 25. Just kidding.
We got 25 shout-outs.
Yes, so we're going to hit some shout-outs. If you guys have been on our social media recently, and recently I mean within the past day probably, or a couple days, we got some awesome new artwork.
Hell
that
yeah.
is emblazoned upon all of our social media platforms.
In your face.
Yes, it is beautiful,
It's
and
awesome.
it is our awesome faces made up like a Jack of Spades card. So it looks fucking cool. I fucking love it, and I want to send a shout out to my buddy Joe, who did all of that for me. He came through like a fucking champ, and it looks fucking awesome. So I wanted to just shout them out. Him and Heather. They have a little project called Stinky Goblin Emporium, and they sell lots of cool shit. They do the convention circuit, and they make awesome stuff from leatherwork and crazy magnet stuff, and just anything you can think of, they make it, and it's fucking awesome. So super talented, and we love those guys, and thank you guys for doing it. So
Hell yeah.
Want to throw
Thank you.
check them out on Etsy and buy some of their cool shit. Stinky Goblin in Emporium on Etsy. You can email them if you have any questions or anything on anything. They will do like custom shit for you as well. StinkyKnuckleFactory@gmail.com. That's a little questionable. I wonder what that means. Stinky knuckle. Why would you have a stinky knuckle?
I've had some stinky knuckles in my day. I don't know about
yeah. I have had a few in my day as well. So, and then on Instagram, check them out. They've got a couple accounts. Stinky Knuckle Factory, kind of their general one. Stinky Goblin _ Emporium. That's kind of more specifically for like the stuff they sell. And then at Forged in Flesh is where all their leatherwork and stuff is. So
really cool stuff.
Yes, they do awesome work. They totally hooked us up and did a lot of cool stuff. And then on Facebook, the Mark Zuckerberg. Just think really hard of what you think their name is on that, and you may be able to just project that out as a hologram into the world. It's Stinky Goblin Emporium. So yeah,
Sweet.
I didn't give you much time, but yes, I just wanted to shout them out and say they did a fucking awesome job. So thank you guys for all the artwork.
Well, speaking of jobs,
yes,
I need a job.
Yes,
I'm going to Snapchat.
We went to work.
Yeah, so actually I'm working right now, so it's
yes,
kind of
yes,
oxymoron.
and
I'm gonna take my goddamn
Did you
phone.
Snapchat to get this podcast position?
I
or what?
believe the owner of Jerk of All Trades did see one of my Snapchats and was just head over heels,
blown away.
Yeah, so couldn't send me enough emails,
Yes.
and finally I caved in.
Fucking McDonald's. Tell them what's up, man.
Yeah, you can send a 10-second clip to McDonald's and apply for a job. I believe they're calling it a Snapplication.
Snapplication.
Snap
In Australia only right now.
In
just
Australia,
in case you're listening in the
but
States.
hey, with SoundCloud.
Moving
it's
worldwide,
like,
maybe?
Maybe
So.
yes, maybe no. But Yeah, to me, this is just like a big thing with like video conferencing.
Yeah.
Obviously, you want to be in person nowadays because of the robots and stuff.
Yeah.
But
The fucking robot.
well, you know what I was thinking of? Like that show we were just watching, Black Mirror.
Black
Mirror, I'm sorry.
Black Mirror.
And that chick is so much like a robot because she's just trying to be nice all the time.
That
There's
is
like
true.
No actual feeling to
the
it.
more that you are being watched, the more that you stay in line. Actually,
graded. They're constantly being graded.
there was a prison concept that was created, and honestly, this is just off the top of my head, so I don't know exactly how long ago this was, but it's called a panopticon. And basically, what that is it's a prison that's kind of open on the top, in which you have basically watchtowers all the way around, and even if you don't have anyone manning those particular things, prisoners have been shown to stay in line more because they feel like they're constantly being watched based on the layout
What's above them.
Right. So yeah, it's
crazy.
Yes, it is.
So yeah, so like companies could be utilizing this more instead of having to
very weird.
Pay the cost of airfare, travel, accommodations, and everything else that goes with flying somebody in for an interview.
Snapchat me. Do not send me a picture of your dick.
Maybe we can Snapchat Google and they'll sponsor the podcast.
They might. I'll tell you what. This is really
Google. Give me your Snapchat tomorrow, please, and maybe you can send us a check for $500 trillion.
Send me a flying car, maybe.
I will podcast 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and I will sign a contract.
Are we I think we're pandering a little bit too much to Google. So you know what? I'm gonna bring Google back down to level.
I was talking shit about them earlier.
Quit fucking mining my data. I'm fucking using DuckDuckGo because I don't want you seeing what I'm fucking doing online. But yeah, this is fucking weird. I'll be honest with you.
Trust me, if anybody knows about you using DuckDuckGo, it's Google.
Yeah, probably.
Well,
because I use Google to go to DuckDuckGo.
Rate someone.
Wait, what did he do? God damn it!
You must have found that damn DuckDuckGo.
Yeah. So Snapchat, actually, I'm in my almost mid-30s. Can't say that I use Snapchat. You know what? I'm sure there's people in their mid-30s that use Snapchat, but honestly, the only thing I knew was its logo looks like a weird fucking ghost, and I knew that teenagers were taking pictures of their genitals and sending it to people, and then they would disappear. So
that was about send it to McDonald's now.
That was about all that I knew.
Wouldn't that be funny if that somehow somebody got their job at McDonald's?
Right, by just a picture of their fucking peen. So essentially, they superimpose a filter of their little hat and their little badge.
The little badge comes on there.
You just put your fucking raging fucking teenage boner on the fucking Snapchat. For 10 seconds, you send it to McDonald's. They superimpose fucking badge over your wiener, and you know what? They call you in.
That's what I'm gonna do.
They call you in for an interview.
I'm gonna Snapchat Google my wiener.
Yes,
that's the key.
Get ready, Larry Page. We're sending you our fucking
last
Snapchat dick.
Puzzle.
So, yeah. So kind of what you were talking. I think that's very an interesting kind of thing that we might see going forward with what I kind of thought of was people would interview, online via Skype or whatever it is. And I know that kind of stuff happens already, especially with long distance jobs and stuff. But what if you had companies that were investing in tech that basically would, read people's facial, emotions and tics and such when they were asked certain questions and could basically tell whether or not they were telling the truth or not, essentially like a lie detector type of thing. And, instead of just having the person interviewing them and their interpretation of how the interview went, you had a video program that would go back and watch it. And, you might see things be quite a bit different in terms of the hiring process, and it might actually get
that would be so weird.
Even more difficult to get a job. So
I would have to send my robot for that.
They keep taking.
I just program him in, give him the answers, and then you can't read his facials.
I will program the goddamn robot. I mean, more and more, I'm just there's all these things that equate to us not being able to get a fucking job. So. Yeah, we need more shit that allows people to get more goddamn jobs.
Hey, we're gonna need it once the robots take the aliens' jobs.
Just give me some fucking money for my podcast, please.
Google,
send me money.
This podcast brought to you by Google. If you haven't heard of it.
Yes. So McDonald's doing the Snapchat for their.
I don't get too much left on that one.
Yeah, absolutely. So,
but
interesting.
It's a step in a weird direction, and I don't know if anybody else would follow suit, but you never know.
Yes,
you never know.
You do not know. You never know. You never know until you find out.
Have you ever been to Arkansas, Ray?
I have not.
I wouldn't go there anytime soon.
I have not been to Arkansas. And I don't believe I would ever want to, because one thing that Arkansas likes doing is they like murdering people.
Fuck that shit.
And they like murdering people in the prison system. So, what I wanted to talk about was Arkansas is basically got a fucking hard on for killing people. They were the first state to kill 2 people via the death penalty just this past week, and they've got a whole fucking slew of executions lined up. And I thought the most interesting aspect of this is that the reason why they decided to execute these 2 guys in the same day, and then they wanted to execute a bunch more people, is basically because one of the 3 drugs that they use to kill people is no longer being available. The company that manufactures it is not wanting it to sell it to the prison systems anymore for executions. They don't agree with it for whatever reason. When the pharmaceutical industry is like,
they're like, nah.
I don't know. I've got morals and such, so I'm not feeling that. There's a fucking problem.
Yeah, kind of weird.
The prison system somehow supersedes the fucking pharmaceutical industry. So basically, they weren't able to get any more of this drug, and I'm not even fucking with you. The drug, one of the 3 drugs, was set to expire. They had a large amount of it, and it was set to expire. And so they decided, we got to murder these fools right away.
They're treating murder like a gallon of milk.
I was just gonna say, if you've got a gallon of milk in the fridge and you see that it's going bad tomorrow, and you go and buy an entire box of Cinnamon Toast Crunch and you're gonna eat that for dinner, you know what? It's a little weird, but it's understandable. But yeah, if you've got one of the 3, if you got the drug that makes people stop breathing during the lethal injection process, and you're like, fuck, man, we got like 4 fucking gallons of this stuff, man. We definitely need to start killing some people.
Well, I guess it's a good thing that they had so much left that they didn't use it all up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, eventually they're going to use it up. So, I mean,
yeah, this story is nuts.
It really is. It's really kind of weird. So, I mean, I will tell you, I actually don't think that Eddie and I have actually ever discussed the death penalty and where he falls on it. And so I'd be interested to throw to him and hear.
Every case is different.
Hear what he has to say.
I don't have a blanket case on the death penalty, but every scenario is different and everyone's entitled to a trial, and I'm willing to hear him out. Yeah. But if I'm not opposed to it. If I think a motherfucker should get death penalty, you should fucking get death penalty.
So one of these guys actually said he didn't want clemency.
But I know there's a religious thing around that, because people are like, you're playing God and killing people. And
I believe actually the religious right actually are much more so
like, the death penalty.
Let's fucking kill these guys. Let's kill these goddamn guys. That was gonna be my southern.
Jeez.
Yeah, that made
that wasn't racist at all.
No,
but coming from Florida, I understand.
Arkansas, I think.
Right? Arkansas. Oh,
yeah. But so my opinion on this whole thing is until we can 100% guarantee that we are not going to murder an innocent person, I think that the death penalty cannot be something that we're doing. I think that at the surface, it makes people feel better and people feel good because someone hurt someone close to them and they feel like, hey, if we kill that person, that's going to make me feel better. But guess what? It never fucking does. It never brings that person back, and it doesn't change things.
You never see soldiers coming back from Iraq like, yeah,
right, I did it.
Killed 25
I fucking did it. Maybe they say
that.
Maybe they say that on the surface on their social media as they get to type it. But once Facebook Thoughts comes into play, I don't think we're going to see a lot of that. So
yeah, I don't know too many people that kill people, but they're not usually the most joyous.
Yeah. So I feel like, hey, maybe if we stop putting, minor drug offenders in prison, we can keep the prison system for people that killed people that really probably should be kept away from society. And instead of trying to murder them because we want to save money and because we feel like it makes us feel better, because they hurt someone. But there has been quite a few people who have been killed that have later been proven via DNA and stuff to be innocent. So I think until we can 100% say, hey, if we kill this person, we are definitely 100% sure that they didn't do it. I think that one innocent person that is executed that didn't do it is enough to say, hey, our feelings for, feeling like we got revenge, eye for an eye kind of thing, it's, I think we shouldn't. I'm opposed to the death penalty personally. So
Yeah, eye for an eye is in the Bible, but it's so weird because it's like there's a
eye
lot
for
of
an eye makes the world go blind. So
Yeah, that's right. It's like it's so many contradictions to it.
more bad. Doing a bad thing because someone did a bad thing to you doesn't
It seems like a very
make
old
it better.
old-timey phrase that's like people that never adjust to things.
Yeah.
It's like
Right.
we were talking about that reality tunnel before.
Yes,
You know?
absolutely.
They don't want to see past their binoculars.
Right.
So
They grew up in a society and in a family unit that believed a certain thing, and that's what they always thought, and they don't look past that. And yeah, until I looked into it more, I mean, I really didn't have an opinion on the death penalty. And actually, the thing that changed it for me, there's a documentary. It's called Paradise Lost. It was from the early to mid '90s about these 3 kids. I actually think they might have been from Arkansas, believe it or not.
crazy.
And they were like, the kind of dirtbaggy, metal-looking kids. And so these 2 kids were basically, these little boys were killed, and they were laid out in the woods, and so they were kind of the culprits for it. And all this evidence came out that they probably did not do it, and that someone else did it, but they painted this picture of them being Satanists. And obviously you had early 90s Arkansas, and so they heard that stuff all over the news, and it was a fucking witch hunt. And these 3 kids got put on death row, and they were set to be executed multiple times, and eventually they were brought out of prison. They actually are out of prison now.
Thank God.
And there's a whole lot more to that story, but I mean, that's just one case, and there's a lot more cases out there, and there's cases where those people never got out. They were
the moral to this story. I'm never going to Arkansas.
No,
you will not find me
no
dead
offense.
in Arkansas.
If you are in Arkansas, you will be found dead. I think
likely.
that's
the moral of this story is stay the fuck away from Arkansas.
Yeah.
God damn, man.
So yeah, don't go
Arkansas. You're in the South. You got decent weather, but
I mean, you
won't see Eddie.
We still love you, and we love you from afar. I would say in general that Eddie is half black and half white, so he probably shouldn't go to Arkansas anyway.
Nah,
so
I got peeps.
Hey, maybe they're a little bit more socially progressive than I remember them being. But
I can't do it, man. Arkansas's got too much of with their capital going on here.
What is their capital? Capital punishment or
something like that?
Oh, okay. So, all right. So, yeah, that was a little bit of a.
That was a really shitty topic.
That was a little bit of a downer topic.
About Arkansas killing.
Yeah, we don't want people to be killed anywhere. So we're gonna bring a little light into the podcast here, and we're gonna bring a little pleasure into the podcast. Breaking. We told you we're gonna break the news. We're about to break the news right now. So
here it is.
We have been covering the robots for quite a few weeks. We covered the Russia's Terminator robots that are going into space. We covered robots multiple times, and we've been a little scared of them. But
speak for yourself.
I think that we have started to realize that there are some positives to the robot thing too. We talked about the Bang Bus. We talked about getting the Robot Bang Bus
Robot
t-shirts.
Bang Bus t-shirts.
And who are we going to put on the Robot Bang Bus? That's the question.
Well, the main thing's got to be the bus, the Bang Bus.
Right.
And it's got to have me and you on it, probably, right?
Right, but
and
I mean, there's got to be banging on the Bang Bus, right?
Yeah, well, that's where it gets a little complicated.
And so we have a company that is actually going to answer that question for us of what is going to be on the robot podcast or on the Robot Bang Bus, and that is Arlen Robotic Services. And so basically, what they have created is a blowjob robot. I'm not
blowjob robots.
So this fucking thing.
I feel like Daniel Bryan right now.
Yes. So this thing, I'm gonna play this video for Eddie, and there's gonna be no audio, but I just want him to kind of.
Okay.
I want to get this reaction. I think this is Japanese.
I was gonna say, is this in USA or somewhere else? Of course, the fucking Japanese.
This is definitely.
That's a robot.
This is a robot.
Holy fuck!
It is currently filleting the fuck out of a popsicle, a rainbow flavor. There's its body, which the article says looks a bit like a battle bot.
Yeah, it's got a little pillow there.
This is where he describes actually how you can disguise it as a pillow, and then these are the different coverings. You can put a coat over it. You can put a blanket over it.
Google's in trouble. This
Google.
thing might catch on like fucking hotcakes. I'm
gonna tell you what. If I had a choice between the flying car and
this fucking
and the blowjob robot, it's really not a question which of these two things that I'm picking. Do I more need to fly somewhere, or do I more need this thing to take this entire fucking pops? Oh, I think you're. Oh,
Bam.
whoa!
Damn.
It's got multiple. Here's a banana.
No gag reflex.
No gag reflex. He seems to be massaging the back of its
like,
neck.
They need like a travel version of this too. They need like the iPad and the iPad Mini.
I think you just bring the head portion and just like you don't have to bring the whole body.
Damn. Dude.
So
this is so crazy. I wonder how much this shit costs. You know it's gonna be pricey.
So let's.
That was the greatest video on YouTube I've ever seen.
So
or, you know, something like that.
I
can't believe that shit's on YouTube.
This is definitely on YouTube. They actually have an Indiegogo for this thing.
Oh, how much?
It is they're looking for 12,500 euros.
To have one?
No, this is their goal. In 24, they have 24 days left. They are almost halfway to their goal to fund this thing, which will make this thing a reality. They talk about the robotic dream. They've got some cool pictures of robots of the past that don't give blowjobs.
Man, if you got a robot fetish, this is like your thing.
There is a tremendous picture where they have a big red circle with a cross across it, where they show the sex objects of the past. I believe there is a shop vac there. That looks like a blow-up doll. I think that's a grinder. I don't know what the fuck you're using that for.
It's got a big red circle with a red X through it. Do not do this.
Look at the horrifying picture of the inside of its mouth with this tongue.
Oh, nice.
Wow, they're actually breaking down like the
cleaning process?
No, this is actually breaking down the air molecule system inside of this thing, and to show you the suction power. There's a suction valve in the back that you can.
Yeah.
Oh, so if you want to
turn mine low.
If you want it to be low and slow. Oh my, this seriously seems.
It doesn't come with a remote control.
I don't know.
Oh man.
Maybe if
that's gonna be another $400.
Maybe if they double their goal, you can get the robot, the remote for this thing.
I want the remote. I don't have to like reach around this chick's ear.
I believe she would actually reach around, but
that's me out of
that's
the
actually
moment.
Model 2.0 for the reach around. So
Model 200.
Oh my god. So if you donate 95, actually I don't believe this is euros. This is some sort of German currency. I don't know Germany.
Francs?
What do you have? Yeah, francs. 95 of those will get you the early bird service droid head.
Not mad at that.
125 gets you the service droid head, and then actually 195 the early bird service droid 1.0 actually is already sold out. Sorry guys. So yeah, this is definitely.
You know, we don't have hovercrafts, but
we
may have some blowjob robots.
Was that a penis reference there, I believe. Yeah, so I'll tell you what. If the Bang Bus becomes a reality, then we need this thing. So
sky's the limit.
I'll tell you what. We need you guys to donate to the podcast so we can donate to this, and we will have a whole episode dedicated to this fucking thing. So this fucking thing, that was also not meant to be a play on words, but yeah, this is just really too ridiculous. And I think this might actually be the answer to Putin's Terminator robot. You know, they want to teach robots how to shoot guns, and I just want to teach robots how to give beaches. So
yeah, you know, if I had to spend 20 G's on one or the other, I'm definitely taking.
This thing actually costs quite a bit less than that. This thing is, I don't know the conversion rate of GBP. I don't. Is that Germany's currency? I don't know.
I have no idea.
I should probably
keep going.
Find that out. But yeah, I'm sure the conversion rate's not that bad. So this thing definitely for the best version costs like under $500.
Trust me, if you want a blowjob robot that bad, you're just gonna buy that motherfucker.
Yes.
There's no calculating for that one.
No.
But yeah, I mean, shit, man. Like this is gonna cause more divorces than fucking.
Are you in there with your blowjob robot again?
Really?
Get out of here! Oh my god,
dude! And there's nowhere you can't hide that thing.
No,
that thing is like. Fucking,
well, actually, I believe
it takes up like a third of the couch.
In the beginning, you would put the head and the clothing portion on at the end. So there's actually, they were showing you in the initial video that was actually you can put it inside of a pillow, so people think it's a pillow.
Oh, damn.
So, and then they accidentally just like press the button and it starts like
Oh,
moving their head up and down, and then they give you a blowjob. So, double fucking whammy. You can use it. It's got multiple uses. I feel like Billy fucking Mays here. So
This is the best story ever.
you might need the ShamWow to wipe yourself up after you get the robot,
Yeah.
the robot blowjob.
So, yeah, that's definitely good news.
Yes, that is great news, and that's a little levity after some depressing stuff. We got blowjob robots.
Yeah,
up,
definitely
up
didn't
in
want
the
to.
piece.
Definitely didn't want to go out
No,
on a downer. But yeah, thanks for sticking with us.
Absolutely.
One more break to go.
Yes, we're gonna go to break.
We will be back.
Yes,
after this
we will see you guys on the flip
commercial of
side.
Music.
Yeah. Get it right.
But
JOAT podcast.
For sure, Twitter at JOAT podcast.
Tweet.
We'll be following you soon. Don't worry.
Yeah.
And YouTube. I believe this is .com or whatever.
Yeah, I think that's a
I usually
.com,
just use-
.org, YouTube.org.
I just use my app now. Like I haven't been to the actual YouTube.com in maybe 4 years.
The actual YouTube.com. You sound like you're fucking 80 years old. God damn it! What are you doing?
I'm one of the kids. I don't use that .com crap. I got an app.
I think you're in your mid 30s. God damn it! Even
I
though
got
you
an
said you
app
were
for
like
that.
24.
I'm hip.
You're not that hip. You got a broken hip. You may have one after this social media
man.
thing.
Better than a broken record, though.
This is true.
So yeah,
Chicka, chicka,
search us on YouTube. Jerk of All Trades podcast. We pop up in there.
Yeah.
And the email is Gmail. All day, every day. Jerk of All Trades podcast at gmail.com. I'm throwing stars on these damn emails, so hit us up on these
Yes.
emails. You're getting stars and you're getting replies. So,
Fuck Yahoo. Fuck Yahoo.
fuck Tom Anderson.
Fuck Tom
Wait,
Anderson.
no, it's
fuck Yahoo.
fuck Arkansas and fuck. Didn't I fuck somebody earlier?
I don't know. Did you?
I don't know.
I'm
maybe I did.
I'm waiting
I don't know.
I'm waiting to fuck that fucking robot, man.
Yeah, and fuck yeah for the fucking.
I came up
blowjob
I came up with too late that last week was the Russian robot, which was named Fedor. So I've named the blowjob robot Door. So
Fillet door.
even though it's not Russian, I think it's Japanese, because if it's weird and it fucking robotic and sucks your dick, it's probably Japanese. So
Well, you know what I want?
what do you want,
I want
Eddie?
some free goddamn money.
We all want some free money.
Where do I gotta go for some free goddamn
And,
money up in this bitch?
if
Shit.
if you want some free money, guess where you're going?
Where's
you're
that?
you're going to fucking Canada.
Oh, fuck
Canada.
yeah. Oh wait, Canada.
Week after week after week. You are impressing the fuck out of me and making me want to move into your country. So, fucking Ontario is. We talked about this, and actually, I believe the first episode, maybe when we talked about basically the robots and how I was hoping for, once jobs were gonna dwindle down, we would start seeing a basic income happening. And
Yes.
Ontario is actually making this fucking happen. They're actually going to be giving their citizens $12,616 equated U.S. dollars per year. So I guess there's been a lot of good studies on this and how that's going to work. Actually, they did this back in the 1970s as well. It actually seemed to work really, really well and didn't have a lot of negative things. There was no meaningful reduction in the workforce. A couple other countries that are doing this right now. The Netherlands is doing this. Kenya is doing this. So, yeah, they're
This
basically
is really cool.
yes, they're basically gonna give you some fucking money just for living. And the kind of thought is, and I talked about this in episode 1, is if people had to spend less time doing things that they didn't really want to do, and instead were able to spend that time maybe doing something more meaningful, or even spending that time being able to find a job that they felt suited them better, would society be better? And aside from that, we're catching all of the people that would fall through the cracks and possibly fall into the darkest depths of society, and have to resort to really terrible things to survive. And so I think this is a really, really fucking good idea, and I would love to see this start happening here. So
Yeah, Canada's lucky.
yeah,
You know,
yeah.
they get to spend this money extra because they're connected to us.
Do you think that that's
Well, yeah, we got a pretty. Canada has a pretty strong no-fly zone, and
what
you know
about
what
in
I'm
a flying car? Can you
saying?
can you fly there on that?
Yeah, they're not going to reach us in a flying car. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
But yeah, Canada's cool. I mean, 12 G's ain't nothing to sniff at. You know what I'm saying?
No, it's really it's. I think it's a
Got to
great
be
start.
between the ages of 18 and 64, and you got to be already living on a limited income. So they're helping out the guys that need it, which is really cool.
Absolutely.
It's not like a random lottery thing where
I know people are screaming socialism, but
Well, that's like it's like that Bush thing, the economic influx of money, that check we got with our taxes from
Yeah.
Bush. This is like that on steroids.
yeah,
You're
Yes.
getting 12 grand for a fucking year. You're
Right,
not
but it's
getting a
gonna
check for like
hopefully continue.
$1,000.
Hopefully, it's going to continue on, and once again, obviously, as the robotics, we've talked a lot about that, but as that continues to move forward, we're going to see more jobs eroding and more people that are going to be found with no way to be able to meet their most basic needs, housing, food, that type of thing. And so something like this would hopefully be a safety net for those people and give them
I wonder how long it's gonna last. I
uh
want to monitor this one.
yes,
We
absolutely.
should definitely.
I think that this has got to be like a pilot kind of thing. They're actually, yeah,
We're holding your nose to the fire, Ontario. If this
So-
is gone in 3 weeks,
this is not
we're calling some bullshit.
this is not everyone. I did read elsewhere that there's some tech companies in the states that are actually funding some research and stuff to hopefully make this happen here. And yeah, I think that obviously people start hearing that and they start getting worried because if you're in the middle class, you start fearing the powerful elite have basically made you think that the evil ones are the ones that are below you because you fear becoming them, and so this kind of thing gives them a chance to not, hopefully, like I said, fall through the cracks, gives them an opportunity to hopefully find some sort of meaningful work, and hopefully alleviates a lot of other people from, falling through those same cracks when their whatever job that they're doing eventually is eliminated. And instead, they can put that time to better use and do better things and hopefully make this world a better fucking place. So I really hope that this continues on.
Ontario,
Yes, Ontario,
craziness.
we love you. You got marijuana legalized there. You're giving away fucking free money. You're just flying around in your Google car or your Google.
I wonder how Google works in Canada. Probably the same, right?
I don't know. I have actually not
Hard
been to
say, right?
Canada.
Yeah, I've never been there.
Do they have a
I know
Canadian?
China is a little different.
I'm sure that China is a little bit.
It's not quite the same.
North
Google.
Korea maybe a little bit. They have a slightly different Google.
Yeah, I don't think I get reception.
You'd have
out
to
there, though.
you'd have to use a proxy if you were in North Korea. So
Craziness.
yeah, Canada. Yeah, I love this, and I hope that this.
You're moving to Canada. I can already see.
I
it wouldn't surprise me in the least bit if you.
it's a little cold for me, but I definitely like a lot of
6 years from now. It's like the podcast has to be in fucking Canada.
in Manitoba maybe. So
Ontario.
yeah, I love this idea. I think these progressive ideas, people are so scared of things like this because they don't want to give their money to these lazy people. But
It really is about time they tried something.
I mean, there's a lot of other factors at play there, and people are not just fucking lazy.
It's
so
a drop in the bucket.
instead of putting our money into the fucked up prison system that we already covered, or putting it into the military industrial complex here, let's instead invest back in our people here and give them a small amount of money so they don't have to fucking stress the hell out about keeping a roof over their head and having food. And here's the other thing with that. People are going to be healthier too, because I'll tell you what, one of the biggest fucking killers is stress. Stress is a fucking motherfucker. And if you're stressed out constantly that your shit's going to fall apart and that you're going to be found without a place to live or a way to keep your family safe, you're going to be fucking stressed. And if instead you knew that you had a safety net there that would hopefully catch you if you needed it, that would be awesome. And I know we have the welfare system now, but that is certainly not what the basic income is. And at that, you've got a lot of people that want to get rid of fucking welfare. So, yeah, those people are pretty fucking detached from the other people on this fucking planet. They're not the only ones. So,
Gotta have a
yes.
pot to piss in.
Yes, you do have to have a pot to piss in, and you have to have some pot to, yeah. So, right.
Yeah, Canada. Only
Yeah.
in Canada, having that pot to piss in.
Oh, Canada. Yes. Yes.
So, I don't know if you heard, Ray, but I teased this on our Instagram earlier.
Instagram. I'm familiar with that.
Jerkofalltrades.com Instagram.com/jerkofalltrades.
Jerk of all trades podcast. You have the picture. You have the whole sheet in front of you again, and
The NASDAQ topped 6,000 points for the first time ever.
ever.
That's pretty cool,
Ever.
right?
That is certainly not a bad thing.
And the Dow topped 21,000 points just a couple months ago for the first time ever. So, like, yeah, I was doing
Definitely impressive.
I was in rehab when that was going on. I was like fist pumping as I was on the stationary bike. But
I was very confused as I heard you talking about being in rehab, and I was thinking,
yeah,
I didn't even know he had a problem. Was he in gambling rehab? I think we covered that
remember
last
week. Limping around a little bit.
I wasn't sure what you were addicted to, but it might have been our
addicted to pain.
Our commander, Mr. Donald Trump, and his beautiful fucking hair.
So basically, the NASDAQ has Apple, Facebook, Microsoft, and Google. They're the big tech companies.
The big dogs.
They're the ones, man. They got
they're driving
pots
it
to piss in all day, every day. So
all day, every day.
With those companies, you're doing right in investing. You're investing very smartly. Technology is the future. As we
absolutely,
obviously we talk about robot blowjob machines.
Invest in Arlen
robot
Robotics
bang
and
buses. You get robot cars. You get robot fucking flying cars. So that and Facebook chips going in your eye and your brain. So you gotta be smart
invest
with this.
low though. When don't
be smart with your money. That's in
Yes.
gambling, whether it's the stock market
I can
or Las Vegas.
Go back in time and invest in Apple. I would definitely do that. So Arlen Robotics and the blowjob robot, you need to invest in that right now.
And it does say, ironically enough, President Trump deserves a chunk of credit for the most recent surge in
Mr.
tech
Trump.
stocks. You know what I'm saying?
Interesting. Why are they giving Donald credit on this whole deal?
Well, he's reducing the tax, the corporate tax.
Okay.
And I believe this is going to be pertinent for small businesses as well. I got a buddy that started up a small business, and
shout out to the small businesses.
Small businesses, man, do the damn thing.
Absolutely,
we understand 1,000%.
Absolutely,
what's going on there.
Trying to take this thing off,
so keep doing the damn thing.
Yes.
But federal and state tax in the state of Wisconsin, which is where we're at right now,
yes,
takes 45% annual of your income from your business.
45%.
So if you were lucky enough to make $100,000 that year, you just gave away $45,000 for nothing.
Sorry. Here you go.
President Trump trying to knock that down to 15%.
Yeah.
More money in your pocket, more money to put back towards your business, more money for your family, more money for us. Not more money for everybody else. More money for us now. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But don't know how long that's going to last and if it's going to get voted on in the right way. But hopefully it does.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, I mean, it's certainly not a bad thing. Basically, these companies were being taxed to hell, and so they put a bunch of their assets and cash and stuff outside of the states, and they're bringing it back in now. So, yeah, I mean, it's definitely hard to complain about this aspect of Donald Trump. I think that Eddie and I had a talk a little bit earlier about Mr. Donald Trump, and how can anybody hate on Donald Trump? He's putting money in your pocket. He's bumping your 401k up. He's reducing
Donald
your
Trump
taxes if you have a small business. But
if you had any doubts whether he was legit from a money perspective, what's up now.
Yeah, I mean I don't think anybody ever doubted Donald's money. Well, I guess he has been doubted a little bit. He had a couple bankruptcies and such, but
I mean, you can't be that successful without.
You're gonna
losing
exactly. Yeah, you're definitely if you're gonna do something well, you're gonna probably lose a little bit too. But my big thing with this is that that's great. He's doing these type of things, but at the same time, I think he is dividing our country, and he is pandering to a certain demographic of people, and he is spewing hate rhetoric that is basically belongs in about the 1950s, and these people that hopefully before we're, not
I don't
spawning
think
their bull.
Lyndon B. Johnson was spewing hate
Was
rhetoric.
Lyndon B. Johnson fucking president in the 50s? I don't even know.
I don't know. He probably was.
Did you Google that as I was?
I used the
did
Facebook chip.
Did you Bing that?
It read my mind in my robot.
Did
mouth.
you ask Jeeves that? I mean, come on.
Came up with the words.
You did not. Did you?
I don't know,
did you
man.
hop on your
Well,
Netscape?
Okay, let's say Teddy Roosevelt then.
All right. So Teddy Roosevelt.
He was nothing like Trump.
No, I agree, but I think that as a whole,
that was more like the Black Mirror days.
Society was a lot more conservative at that point, and obviously you had rampant racism and such. And I think that a lot of people, maybe they still kind of thought that way, but if they spewed their bullshit, they were going to get called on it. And now it has somehow become okay to be a fucking bigot and hate other people based on the color of the skin, orientation, all this other bullshit. And so, initially when Eddie and I talked about this, I felt that was completely a bad thing. And Eddie kind of pointed out that, hey, maybe it's a good thing, because then,
now we're talking about
right,
it. We're not suppressing it.
Right. Instead of ignoring it, we're talking about it and hopefully fixing it. And so I am hoping that based on that we, have these conversations and we hopefully get past that and everyone starts to realize that.
Because they don't want us to come together. They want
of course
us
they
to
don't.
stay
they want
separated.
Right. They want to divide us. They want to have us look at the things that make us different and not the things that make us the same. Like, we're fucking weird masses of fucking energy. We are crazy fucking talking monkeys on a spinning fucking ball of energy spinning through space.
Spinning through a ball of fire in the middle of the fucking galaxy.
I mean, it's just all so goddamn absurd when you really think about it.
When you really break it down.
It's just ridiculous.
This is all really stupid.
And we are, arguing over, the way a person of a certain skin color lives their life. It's really, really ludicrous, and I'm hoping that we can get past that and we can start to. And I get it. I've been reading some shit recently about how the human mind works, and I mean that's the way your brain works. It takes information in, and it basically needs to separate that. And the way that it does that is it, basically, you take that item and you have the polar opposite item, and that's how you identify whatever that certain thing is. And that's how the human mind works, and then it projects it back out. And so that's why you see people that are, always looking for the differences, and, because they need to understand things, and that's how their mind processes it. So, but I think the more that we get away from that, and the normal fucking monkey function of our function of our brain,
the monkey robot blowjob machine.
Maybe we'll have a fun. I'm hoping for a fun monkey story next week. Now we've talked about monkeys.
We're going to the zoo.
We've talked about monkeys quite a bit, so I'm hoping. Let's hope for a fun monkey story to somehow come into the popular forefront of the mainstream news, and hopefully we'll get to talk about that. And hopefully it won't be the Harambe. I think he was a gorilla, so it's not a monkey. But yeah.
Craziness. So. Yeah, we don't talk about animals too much.
Yeah, we haven't talked about animals really. Maybe next week. Maybe we'll have a fun animal story next week.
Yeah, you never know.
If it's a robot animal, we're definitely. If it's a robot animal, or if it's being developed to give blowjobs on the Bang bus, then
on the spaceship on the way to Saturn.
On the spaceship on the way to on Cletus. Then we're in Russia with Trump, and yeah.
Trump. Hey,
we said we weren't going to talk about Trump, but here we are. He's fucking.
It's, right. It's at 6,000, Donald. We appreciate it.
We're ending on the Donald this week.
I got a slight challenge for him, and that's to get that shit to 7,000. And that's not just him. That goes for Microsoft. That goes for Apple. That goes for motherfucking Facebook and Google.
If flying cars
get that
work,
shit cracking, man.
If the crazy fucking mind status
Facebook
update
chip
thing works, then we might just see it hit 7,000.
This might be one of those things where it's be careful what you wish for.
Yes. If you put enough energy into something, you know what? Quote me now. Next week we will be talking about some sort of weird monkey story. So, and if there is a monkey that wants to get that,
should I scribble that?
You might.
I'll scribble it.
Jot it down. Monkey
story, episode 6.
Monkey story next week, episode 6. Jerk of all trades podcast. Yeah, it should be a fun time next week. So
Oh yeah, next week's gonna be cool. Hopefully we have a little preview of some UFC coming up. So
yeah.
for all you UFC fans, UFC 211
coming up.
May 11th, I do believe.
I think it's May 13th, actually.
May
That's
13th.
sad that I actually know that. Or I could be wrong.
You got the UFC heavyweight title on the line. That means everybody's tuning in for that shit. And
yes,
I'm very much looking forward
we
to
should
it.
And we should have a fun monkey story. I know that we were gonna possibly cover an interesting movie that I saw recently, and that Eddie is. I want Eddie to check out as well, called Get Out. Some interesting social implications. So hopefully we'll cover that, and hopefully we'll have a fun monkey story. And we'll be talking about UFC.
I'm avoiding it. You said we shouldn't have one, right?
No.
Oh, we have to have one? Okay.
The hope is for a fun monkey story.
I'm gonna try to sabotage you.
Okay. So you're putting that energy into the fucking.
No, it's not. I'm gonna do
into
everything.
the stratosphere.
I'm gonna come up with like 15 stories, and
I'm
none of them are gonna be a monkey.
I'm going to the float tank tomorrow, and I'm gonna put all that goddamn energy.
What if they put a monkey in the float tank?
Ooh,
that'd be cool, right?
I don't think the monkey.
What if it just like got up, like it started walking like a human?
That
started talking.
Ones that, you know what, that's the reverse Altered States. In the movie Altered States, he goes into the pod and he becomes a monkey. And now if they put a monkey into the pod, does it become William? Does it become William Hurt?
Yeah, like he just gets out in his robe.
Just becomes a seasoned actor. You never know. That would be. We need to know that.
That'd be crazy.
William Hurt, if you are listening to the podcast, can you please put a monkey into the float tank and then see if it comes out of the float tank?
Does he do float tank?
And it becomes a hologram. I don't even know if William Hurt's still alive. I'm not really sure.
I was gonna say that's pretty cool. These Hollywood guys are doing float tank.
I think William Hurt is dead. I think he died.
Oh, too bad.
But yeah.
So that's it for next
R.I.P.
week.
maybe. So yes.
Yeah.
So we're gonna wrap it up. And Jerk of All Trades podcast, episode 5.
Yeah, love you guys. Thanks for staying tuned, and we'll be back next week.
We will be next week. More fun
go
topics.
Nowhere.
No. All right, we're out.